Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Skynet, and welcome back to another Fault Guide. In this video, I'm going to be going over this offlane build, which works really well with Greystone. I mean, you can use this with any other offlaner such as Quang, Sevarog, or Steel, but in my opinion, this works best with Greystone. Now, before getting into the build, I want to start off by letting you know that I did not come up with this build at all. In fact, the person who came up with the build is Windu himself. If you don't know who Windu the Mace is, I'll leave a link to his channel and this specific build in the description. Now, starting off with our aspects, you want to go with Titan and Rook. Titan's going to give you a shield for 8% of your max HP if you don't take damage for 10 seconds. The second effect gives you 0.5% of your max health as physical and energy power. With Rook, crowd control slows are 50% less effective, and the second effect gives you 9 physical and energy armor for 4 seconds when you get hit by crowd control. And this armor stacks indefinitely. As you can see on the enemy team, there is Gideon, Chimera, and Sevarog, all with some form of crowd control, so Rook is going to be very important. For my starting items, I pick up Health Potion for sustain in lane, as well as Inspiration, which gives us energy power, as well as starts us off on our first big power card, which is going to be Eldritch Flame. You want to farm until you get enough gold to complete your first item, which will be Inertia Wraps. This card gives you 100 movement speed, as well as 17 physical armor plus 1 per rank, so make sure you're putting all of your favorite points into the green faction. Inertia Wraps also has a passive which gives you 30% crowd control duration reduction. So not only is this card making CC less of a problem, but remember the aspect we chose in the beginning of the game? Yeah, Rook is also helping you with crowd control. After you have enough gold, you should back up and pick up Eldritch Flame. This card gives you 70 energy power plus 1 per rank, but we're not worried about that because all of your points will be going into green. You'll also get a 10% cooldown reduction, which is great for your abilities, as well as 275 health. Eldritch Flame has a passive that's called Burn. What this does is that energy damage from abilities deal 0.8333% of target's max health in energy damage every 0.5 seconds over 3 seconds. This is huge as it allows you to shred off the health of enemy tanks, allowing you and your team to have the upper hand in team fights. Here's me being a great team player rotating to help out the mid laner, when Sevarog pops his creepy ass out of nowhere and ults me. I try to jump over his head, but I end up getting rooted instead. Now that my escape is all used up, there's nothing left for me to do than to 1v1 this Sevarog. I pop my disarm and begin putting in work. My team starts to rotate when all of a sudden Chimera joins the fight. I'm not about to win this 2v1, so I jump out of there and head toward my team. Sevarog and Chimera finally pop my ult. At this point, both Chimera and Sevarog are low on HP from taking too much damage. Chimera finally finishes me off while my team cleans up both of those kills and I get 2 assists. That would not have been possible without Eldritch Flame. The next card you want to buy is going to be Jar of Hearts. This card gives you 35 physical power, 35% attack speed, as well as 4% lifesteal. The passive on this card reads, on hit with basic attack, apply trauma to target for 4 seconds, 50% reduced healing from all sources. This comes in handy against enemies who has any form of healing such as Chimera, Boris, or even Narbash heals. This also affects ADCs who build lifesteal as well. As you can see, I jump on this Sparrow and start chasing her down. She decides to turn and fight me as soon as the enemy team takes Orb Prime. At this point, she already has her lifesteal built. The Jar of Hearts is reducing that lifesteal, making it easy to secure that kill. The Jar of Hearts also has an active, which is using abilities and landing basic attacks store charges. At 60 charges, activate to receive 40% lifesteal for 4 seconds. So when you're in a pinch, just pop this card for more health and lifesteal. The next card you're going to go build is called Billful Armor. This card gives you 510 health as well as 66 physical armor plus 1 per rank. The passive deals 3 times your level in energy damage per second to enemies within 400 units. And the active is every second for 5 seconds, enemies within 600 units take 1% of your max health in energy damage. As you can see, while I'm chasing this Chimera, he's taking damage just by being near me. That's the passive from Billful Armor. He turns to fight, but at that point it's too late as he has taken enough damage from me and 2 of my teammates and is quickly killed. Billful Armor is also good for clearing minions. Moving on to the next card you should get, and that's Unyielding Mantle. This card gives you 425 health, 36 physical armor, as well as 36 energy armor, plus 1 per rank. The active for this card is Cleanse and becomes status immune for 2 seconds. This card gives you even more health, and if you find yourself being stunned, you can pop this card to cleanse yourself and get out. Here I am with my buddy Murdoch taking this tier 2 tower, when Chimera shows up to save it, but by that time it's too late and the tower falls. I'm thinking Chimera and I are going to have ourselves a little duel, but nope, I get straight ignored and Kai goes straight for Murdoch. I don't like being ignored, so I'm chasing this Chimera until he finally decides to jump and start fighting. I disarm him and Murdoch and I are pumping him full of damage. His healing is not working to its fullest due to my Jar of Hearts, as well as all the other cards I have equipped dealing damage. He ults me, which does basically nothing, and makes his final jump before being taken down by Greystone's tankiness. Murdoch and I exchange good jobs, and we're on our way to the inhib when the enemy team decides they've had enough. I was one card away from full build, and the last card would have been Argeus Cardifract. This card gives you 20% cooldown reduction, as well as 60 physical armor plus 1 per rank. This card gives you an aura, and when enemies are within 500 units, their attack speed is reduced by 5%. The card's passive reads taking basic attacks from enemy heroes reduces their attack speed by 1% for 2 seconds. There's no question that if I had gotten a full build, there would not have been anything the enemy team could have done. This build gives you all the health and power you need to stay in the battle long enough for your allies to cause enough damage to kill the enemy team. You will be a force in team fights and an amazing frontliner. Again, shout out to Windu the Mace for this amazing build, and I'll have his video linked in the description. If you want to see more fault guides and builds, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Peace.